Hello my friends! We're back with our playthrough and I want to start with a shout out to Samuel DeRocco who turned me on to these fabulous little things. They are, do I have the bag here? I do. For knitting, I guess they count stitches when you're knitting and they go on your knitting needles. They come in blue, they come in red. I picked up a bag of 10 of them for, I think they were $4. They didn't cost very much at all. But the really cool part is that they have a little dial that spins for counting. So you can count up and down on them. They go up to 99, believe it or not. And he noted that he likes to use these in this game instead of the trackers, the little big square ones that you put on the table. And I thought this was a wonderful idea, so I stole it from him. So thank you, kind sir. I stuck it on one of these little fuzzy pipe cleaners and ran it through so that they're kept together and I can track now their PowerPoints and their Vita. For each character, spin them around. I can move them around as I'm filming and they're not going to get lost or lose my count. How cool is that? I love that. So I've got these now. Very impressed. Very impressed. I love little hacks like that. It makes me so happy. Anyway, so we are heading on out and we were going to help. Everyone voted to help, which I love. I think it is kind of cool that you don't have to in this game. You're not railroaded. You don't want to help? Go find another adventure if you're not interested in this one, right? I guess you could always come back and do this one if you felt like it. But it makes sense for us to go ahead and do this, right? And the consensus was we just don't have a lot of money, so it made more sense instead to just straight up offer our help. So we're gonna head over to story moment 3 on page 12. And the story moments are listed, you know, kind of sort of all together. And so you kind of flip back to these story page moments rather frequently. Since this is just a little print and play, there aren't so many of these. In the real game, there's a lot of these. But we are heading over here to number 12. You turn around. Oh wait, was that right? Hold on. It was not. I thought that was weird. We're turning around. It's story moment 3 on page 12, which is: we thank you for your offer. Within the town is a mansion owned by a wicked man who deals unfairly with all. He feigns servitude to those wealthier and more powerful while still aspiring to topple them down. He's the miser Gregor Haner. He's been known to poison those who oppose him and even deals with the bandits that prey on the traveling folk of Kreml. The signs I've seen in the spirit world would suggest he's involved in the curse of your friend. Each character gains a boon. Continue to the story by skipping to Haner Manor on page 6. Well, first things first, we're going to open up our little boon pouch here and pull 2 more. I think Indy is going to come away with the boon of receive an extra attack. Oh, that could be very handy. And his daughter is going to get add D6 to any die roll. Oh, she had that one, so now she has 2 of these. Interesting. All right, so we have a bunch of boons. We are all powered up. I think we're going to go talk to that miser, shall we? And see what we can do here to get rid of this curse on page 6. The Haner Manor is well appointed, but shows some signs of distress from age and lack of maintenance, as well as a dirty appearance, unusual in houses of this stature. You help an old ewer woman carry some buckets of water for her and follow her to the servants' entrance. The scullion in the kitchen tells you where Gregor is and how to get there using the lesser-used staff passageways. All right, here we go. Our primary goal: defeat all foes. This is pretty simple. Optional goals. The first search token successfully searched provides the information, and we read this story moment. This search may also be done after the combat is over. No other searches may be performed. All right, so we are looking for the piece of information that's going to take us to the next step in our journey. And it's going to give us a map setup. So I encountered a small problem here. I didn't read the fine print, and it turns out that this particular scenario incorporates the components from the base game, which is the one that I have, and it incorporates the components from the first expansion, which I don't have. And this particular tile is in the expansion. I thought about ordering it and trying to get it here, but I'm trying not to buy any games right now. And I thought, you know what? We're just gonna make do. I am a crafty person. I happen to have quite a few dungeon making things from role-playing games, so I have instead recreated the missing map tile myself. Luckily, it's just a little grid, as you can see, with very few elements, right? There's a bed, there's some desks, there's a couch, a fireplace, and this little, I don't know, what is this, bearskin rug, I guess. So it's not as cool looking, all right? It's not as cool looking, but come on, you know, I saved myself 50 bucks doing this, so we're gonna downgrade for this next part. I apologize again that I didn't read this in advance, but I flipped through and there are actually quite a few tiles I do have, a few that I don't. We'll see how far we go in this. I may get tired of trying to recreate these, but for now, whoops, sorry, hit you. For now, let's set up for our first encounter of the game, and this is going to be in the master bedroom. We're going after Haner, so give me a moment. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is find the creatures we're going up against, and in this case, we are going to have 2 highwaymen, and it says to use the Undertaker as the standee for good old Haner. So, like I said, before we use the skirmish side, now we're going to use the encounter side. The first thing we're going to find out is for 2 people, each highwayman is going to have a vita of 16. It says on the little map here that we're going to have 2 highwaymen in the corner, and then Haner's going to be up there by the bed. So we know we're going to have 2 of these guys. They're each going to have vita of 16. Because we're playing at dusk, their might is going to be +2. They give us their defense rating, how far they can move, and then some lore and coins when we beat them. Special powers, so if it's a 90+, he gets a special attack roll. And he also has these other little powers as well. In the corner here, there's a little symbol, and all sort of creatures that we go up against have different types. And in this case, on the rule book, there's a nice little picture of all of them and what category they fall in. We have little, what would you call that? Blood drops, type number 2, which means that they are mortal, which is good because Indy, remember, he is an explorer, and his special ability happens to say if you receive a +5 might bonus against mortal foes. So we're gonna have to remember that when it comes to Indy's turn. But for now, we know we're gonna need 2 highwaymen with 16 vita to set up, and our big baddie, the Undertaker. We're gonna use this card, but we're going to use the stats that come in the book itself. So Gregor Haner is going to be the Undertaker. We got, he's mortal, we got. So we're going to be using the first of these little values, because that's 2, 3, 4, 5 players. So we're going to be using the first. So he's going to have a vita of 22, no might bonus, pretty good defense, pretty good stride, lore, coin. And he has some special moves. If he doesn't move, he gets an extra attack. And these are going to be his powers: crotchety, miserly, do something. So we'll see those as those come out as well. Normally what you would do is you would take one of these little Vita tracker markers, and there are little arrows on all different sides of these cards. There's 4 arrows. So you would slide as many trackers as you need to take into account the number of baddies you have on the board. So we would slide one on this side and maybe one up here. But thanks to my good friend Samuel, we will be using instead these lovely little markers. And I think what I'm gonna do actually, now that I look at it, is, because we have 2 highwaymen, I also have these lovely little, ooh, what are these called? Okay, so in role-playing games like D&D and Pathfinder and stuff, you can get these. They're called effect markers, and they're little rings that sit perfectly around the base of your minis. The idea being if you're stunned, you can see, oh, he has a blue ring, he's stunned or bleeding or whatever it is. I'm going to use them in this case just to designate the difference between my highwaymen. So this little highwayman is going to be, I'm going to put his Vita on a blue tracker, and it needs to be set to 16. Click, 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 click. So I'll put that on here. He's a 16, and that guy will be a red tracker, also set to 16. And this way, when we're whacking away, it'll be very easy for us to remember who we're hitting and who is getting hit. There's only one Undertaker, so he's going to get his own, and he is, according to the book, set at 22. So let me click him down to a 22, and I'll put him up here. Okay, so with that done, step 2. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to determine who goes first. I guess the term I'm most used with is initiative order, but in this game it's called first strike. Who strikes first? And every group is going to roll its own die. So our team, the leader is going to roll first strike for it, and so that's going to be Marion. So she's going to roll a 1d10, and then the other baddies are also going to roll. The highwaymen are going to be one group, so they get to roll a d10 to see how they move. And the Undertaker is also going to roll to see how he does. I guess it isn't really clear on the directions. I guess these guys could be considered all one group. They are all mortal, but because he has a different name, I'm going to give him his own dice, and we're going to see if he acts on his own. That seems to make the most sense to me. So let's roll for first strike and see how we're going to start this battle. Ooh, nicely done. All right, so we're going to come barreling through the door with a 7, and they aren't expecting us. I'm going to say that we get to go first. Then the highwayman, and then the Undertaker will pull up the rear. Nicely done, Marion. Of course, we have our handy little card to go through if you need to check while you're going, but it's it's pretty simple. It's what you would expect. You can move and you can act, right? Nothing too exciting there. This little blue space that I've drawn, this is where we are allowed to start. So we can pick our starting positions anywhere within those 4 squares. I think it kind of makes the most sense that we would just walk in the door like so. And on your turn, you're allowed to do each of the listed actions once, but you can do them in any order you wish. So first is move up to your stride. You can act, and that one is pretty much basically your attack. You can attack with an equipped weapon. You can activate or exhaust an item. You can try to cast a ritual or prayer, or you can search. So we can do one of these, all right? We can also interact with a feature on the map, if there's one there. We can use our companions once, we can consume an item once, and we can use any ability we would like once, or we could equip and trade items once. We can do all of these in any order, but only one at a time. And I think because we are in an encounter, I think it makes sense for Marion to activate her aura. All right, it lasts for 4 rounds, which is wonderful, and the light aura is a circle of protection, giving her absorption 1 and allies in the aura +5 to defense, which is pretty cool. Or we can cause 1 damage to all foes that move into the aura during their turn. I think we're going to go for right now the light aura, in giving all allies in the aura +5 defense. So I think that means I'm going to want to keep these guys together, and I'm going to go ahead and stick this underneath her so to remind me that she's going to do that. So that's going to be her 1 act. I would say that I'm going to say that counts as activate or exhaust an item. I guess that's an item, or maybe that's considered an ability. an ability. Okay, can use any of their abilities during this phase. Great. So I'm going to call this to be her ability. She's going to activate her aura for one of her abilities. We'll take care of that. And now we're going to look at move and act. Because I want them sort of moving together, we have to decide who they're going to go after first. And since this little highwayman seems to be the closest, I think it makes most sense that we head over there. She does have a stiletto, which is a melee hand-to-hand combat. It also has an ability on it called flank +1, or just flank 1. And that just means for every ally next to you, you're going to do an extra 1 point of damage. So with that in mind, I guess we are going to want to move, our archaeologist first. So we're going to say that, I guess technically we can't do that because we designated that Marion was our leader. So she has to go first. She can, however, hold her action. So I think that's what we're going to do for her. We're going to send her with her stride of 4, 2 here, 1, 2, and then I think she's going to hold her attack action until her dad arrives. I think that should be fine. So let's go ahead and let him move on over. He's going to stride over as well, and then we're going to go ahead and do an attack. It doesn't actually say how hold works, but I'm assuming that's what it is here. So she's going to go ahead and with her little stiletto here, she's going to try and whack this highwayman. Does she have anything else that can help her? So she can, if she wants, spend some of her power points, but really that only happens if she has a hit. So let's see if she hits before we do anything else. So our highwaymen are sitting at a defense of 43, and she is going to roll her little percentage dice here, and she rolls a 98, so I'm not even going to bother adding in all of her might, I don't think. Yeah, because the devastating strike only happens if it's a natural 100. So applying our bonuses to get up there doesn't do us anything. So we know that she's going to hit. So with that in mind, she's going to get +1 for her flank right off the bat. And if we want, we can also do some additional damage. Why don't we roll first for her damage? It's just it's a measly D4, so that's nothing exciting. She hits him for 1 walloping point. But let's turn in our boon since we've got so many of them, and let's add D6 to any die roll. So let's get rid of that. As long as we're rolling, let's roll big here, hopefully. Yes, and we will hit him for 7 points of damage. That is the little blue guy. So he is going to drop down from 16. Oh, wow, she did well. She's going to get him all the way down to a 9. We might be able to get rid of him real fast. All right, so that was her turn. She's done with her little stiletto. And yeah, I think that's it. So then we're going to go ahead and let Indy go. He's going to take his swing here with his attack roll. He's going to be using his whip. Now this does have a range of 2, so technically, even though he's not standing right next to the highwayman, 1, 2, the highwayman is within range, which is what's nice about this. We can exhaust it to immobilize the target. I don't think we really want to do that, so we are going to go ahead and put that here. And let's see how he does. Wow, a 49. His defense is a 43. So again, I'm not even going to bother adding all of the little might bonuses because they are swinging away very, very well. He's going to roll for his, which is also a 1d4. He gets a 3. Oh, and I forgot they also get to add their damage bonus on top of that. So little Marion, she has a damage bonus of +2. So we're going to go ahead and take down 2 more here. Thunk thunk to a 7. Indy hit him for 3 with a damage bonus of +1. So that's going to take him down 4 more to a mere 3. And I think we will. I think what we're going to do just to really get rid of this guy quick is let's go ahead and use Crack the Whip. He can do it once per round. It'll take one of his little power points. I'm okay with that. And he's going to do an additional 1d4 damage with a whip. I'm going to try this in the hopes that this will knock this guy out. So let's pay our power point on Indy and hopefully see if he can't. Yes, he finishes him off. He only had 3 hit points left. Boom. This little highwayman is now defeated and lies dead on the ground. Not bad for a first attack, my friends. All right, so we've had our fun. So the remaining highwayman is going to try and avenge his fallen brethren here. And he has a stride of 4. So he's going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to be standing in front of both of them. And I think he will go ahead and aim for Marion. She seems to be the one who took the first hit. So it seems to make the most sense that he would try and wallop her first. Oh, right. Actually, we don't get to choose who he attacks in this game. They randomize that. So we're going to roll, in this case, a d4. We'll say odds it's Indy, even it's the Arcanist, and that way we'll figure out who he's attacking. We're going to roll our percentage dice to find out whether or not the attack lands. And then we're going to roll as well a 10-sided power dice, and that's going to represent the special powers that will get evoked in case there is a hit. So let's do odds it's Indy, even it is Marion. And it is an odd. So he is going to take a wallop here at Indy. He rolled a whopping 15. There's no way that's going to hit. So I think we're going to be good. Maybe the fact that he saw his fellow highwayman mowed down in one turn has affected his ability. So he had a very dismal attack. Now, our little man up here on the top, he is going to get his turn to go. And we know that he has a stride of 4. So he is going to come toward us here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he is also going to be close enough, it looks like. Yep, he's just a plain old melee character, so he doesn't have any range attack. So again, the only person he can reach is Indy. He's going to take a swipe at him. So we don't need to roll a targeting die for this one. We just need to roll our normal percentile plus power dice. Let's see if we get lucky here. All right, so that was a roll of 50. And Indy, let's see, what is his defense? So his normal defense is a 36. He's standing next to Marion, who has her aura going. So that's going to give him a +5. So that brings him up to a 41, which is great. But he doesn't have any other defense on him. So that hit a 50. It's going to hit. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And the power dice that we rolled is number 9. So what that means, we go back to our little chart here, and it says, do something. Gregor attacks for 1d6 damage. If he has any allies, the one closest to him gets a free attack. So he is going to yell, don't just stand there, idiot. Attack them, which is fabulous. So he's going to go ahead and take it. He's going to do 1d6 damage here to poor little Indy. Ooh, and that's a full 6 hit. That's painful. So let's knock him down here. He's going to be sitting at, 18 now. All right. That was a big hit. That hurt. Hopefully we can heal up here in a little bit. And our little highwayman gets another attack. So he's going to do his targeting dice plus the rest. Odds are Indy, even Marion. Even this time. All right, so Marion's going to take the brunt of this attack. It is a 48. Her defense is a 37. Interestingly enough, giving her absorption 1 and allies in the aura +5 defense. So it doesn't sound like she gets the +5 defense, does it? Sounds like to me all she gets is absorption 1. And absorption is ignore damage from an attack. So she will ignore 1 point of damage. It will get absorbed instead of hitting her. I don't know. That sounds a bit weird to me. Is a circle of protection giving her absorption and allies in the aura. Kind of, I don't know. I think maybe she would get +5 defense as well, right? It seems like it would. And that allies don't get the absorption, only her. I think that's how I'm going to read it, because otherwise that doesn't seem quite right. If it's an aura, if it's a defense aura, you would think it would fall on her as well, right? All right, we're going to go for that now. I'll check the rules later and see if there's a better explanation for that. But for now, I'm going to give her the +5 defense aura as well. That to me makes the most sense. All right, so her base defense is a 36 plus her little aura that she's got going. That's not going to be enough to wiggle away from that roll of 48. It's close though. Does she have anything else that helps her? Nope, she doesn't. All right, so even, I guess it's a moot point, even if it is +5, it's not enough of a defense to ward off this next blow. So it will, I'm going to say, hit Marion, and it's a number 4 on the power roll, which means you begin to panic as the highwayman stares you down. Lose 1d4 Vita and become spooked 5. Oh, we've dealt with spooked before. Spooked is a negative status. You receive -5 might and -1 nerve. So we have to pass this nerve 5 at the end of any combat to remove the status. All right, so she is spooked. So let's give her a little green token just to remind me that her might is down. And she also took 1d4 of a hit. So for her, that's only going to be a 1. Not too bad. She's scared, but she's still in it. So she is down to 19. All right, so that's their turn. Let's see. Marion, I'll let her go first, and let's go after the highwayman again for now. I think we will try and wallop him. Her might is down real low though, so she's gonna have to roll crazy well to hit this guy. See how she does. An 81. Okay, so he has a defense of 43. So even with all of her terrible, the fact that she's spooked and everything else, I don't think we can lower her 40 points down. So I'm going to say that she does get a very nice hit on this guy. We're still using our stiletto. We are still flanked. So we're going to cause 1 additional point of damage, which is good news for us. Our 1d4. We got a 3. We're flanked, so that gives us 1 more. And she has a damage bonus of 2 down here, so that brings her up to a 6. And I would really like to get rid of this guy, so I think what we're going to do is let's go ahead and seek the chakra. Let's spend 1 of her points to do 2 more damage on a successful hit. So that gets her up to 8, which I think we need to do. We want to get rid of this guy as soon as possible. So he's down to a measly 8 points. All right, we are in range now. We are in range. Indy, it's your turn. He has reached, so he's going to go ahead and also try and wallop this highwayman. And he rolls a 62. So even without any of his might bonuses, I'm pretty sure he's going to beat that defense of 43. So we will say that he hits. He is hitting with his whip. Do we want to crack the whip again? I think, how much does this guy have? 8? I don't think we want to crack the whip quite quite yet. We're just going to do a regular 1d4. A 4, he has a damage bonus of 1, which will take him down to 5. 4 plus 5, he was at 8. Shoot, that's only 3. Should we try cracking the whip? We can crack the whip once per round, so we could do it again. Why not? Why not? Let's spend our points. That's what they're here for, right? So Indy is going to try cracking his whip again, and hopefully only a 2. Okay, so this guy is left with a single point of health. So he is bleeding out. He is not looking good. Oop, and I forgot, because she is spooked, she does get a chance here at the end of any combat to remove this status. So she has to pass nerve 5. So her combat turn ended. So she should get a chance to shake off the spooked here. So let's have her roll here really quick. A 9, wonderful. All right, so she manages to shake off her spookedness. That is great. So she'll no longer take a penalty on her attacks, but nevertheless, it is the Undertaker's turn, and he is going to move in here so we can get close to both of them. I guess I could have kept that there. And he is going to try and hit them as well. So we need, once again, our targeting dice. We'll make Indy odds and Marion is evens. A 2. Okay, so we're still going for Marion. He only rolled, however, a 24. So luckily, that's a miss. He doesn't hit her. I think I skipped the Highwayman, didn't I? I went straight to the Undertaker. I got too excited. The Highwayman, even though he's down and out, he gets a chance here. So he will also, I guess we'll count that roll that I just did for the Highwayman, because technically he should have gone first. So we'll say that he rolled that, and then we'll give this guy a 1, 2. Now we'll move him over, and now we will roll him. A 2, also from Marion. He also rolled a 28. Woo, what in the world's going on with these dice? If I didn't see that just happen. I did shake them, right? Pretty sure I did. All right, so he is a swing as a miss as well. So we're going to come around to the top again with Miss Marion, and she is definitely going after this Highwayman. Now, I think her aura only lasts 4 rounds, and I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd. So I think it's still kicking. I think she's still going on that. So let's roll her targeting, her little dice here. And she rolls a 71. Wow, bam, 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 plus all of her mites and everything. She definitely hits with her little stiletto. She already does 1 point of damage because she's flanked, but just for the fun of it, she will wallop him good. And down he goes, leaving us with just the old man. All right, Mr. Indy, it's your turn. Let's see how he does. Ooh, a 33. Let's see. The Undertaker's defense is a 48. God, how much might do you think, how many might bonuses do you think Indy has? Just because we're kind of close here, let's count this up. So he has a base increase of 3 for his might. Oh right, he has an extensive knowledge of humans. Remember, he is an explorer, so that gives him +5 against mortal foes, so we're up to an 8. He also has a tinkerer with him. So what's 8 plus 8? 16. I think he did it. 16 plus 33, and we had to beat a 48. Yeah, we did it. Wow, he's so mighty. I guess between his tinkerer and his explorer ability, that's pretty cool. So he is going to be able to hit here. All right, finally, this will be our first hit on the Undertaker. So hopefully 3 points of damage plus a damage bonus of 1, which will get him up to 4. And I don't think he's going to crack the whip quite yet. We will take him down to an 18. All right. Boom. We finally got a hit on the old man. That sounds terrible, but you know, I guess that's the name of the game, beating up old men. He is not going to move. And so the Undertaker does say that if he doesn't move, he gains an extra attack. So he's going to get 2 attacks. So let's see who he targets for the first attack, shall we? Attack number 1 is going to go for Marion. It is a hit of 55. Interesting. 55, and she's at 37. Let's see if she can get around this. So we know she has her 5 absorption. We know she has a base increase of might of 3. And we know that her stiletto gives her also, oh no, that's might, never mind. Yes, all we can do for adding for her would be her defense bonuses, not might. Might's only when you're hitting. And she doesn't have anything. So that 55 will definitely hit her. He rolled a 9 again. Oh my gosh. But that doesn't really matter because there's no one left of his allies to do an additional attack. So he will only do 1d6 of damage to her, which is a 2. Okay. Her absorption's going, so she will absorb 1 point of damage for that. So I'm just going to say that knocks her down to an 18. But he'll get a second attack off, and this time he will target Marion again. He really doesn't like her. And he rolls a 20. All right. He's getting tired. His little feeble man arms are getting tired. So we're back around to us. I believe this is our last round with her aura still going. And there's only one person left to hit, so this is going to be easy to do. She rolls a 32. Ooh, what was his defense? A 48. Let's see. Her damage bonus is +2. She has a might of +4 for her stiletto, so that's an extra 5. But I don't think that's enough. 48. I can get her up to a 38. Not enough. She's a swing and a miss. Hopefully Indy will do better here. 53. Yes, yes. 53 will hit. So Indy's whip is cracking, and it's going to do 2 with a might damage bonus of 1. That will just be a measly 3. I think he will crack the whip for this, so let's knock him down 1 here. Boom. And let's crack the whip and see what else he can do. A 4. Oh, that was a good roll. All right. So we were at 3 + 4, so that's 7. Nice. So he's down to 11 points. Okay, we're getting him within range here. I'm going to say that her little aura is going to fall off. I think it's been 4 rounds. And we're back to the Undertaker. So let's see who he goes for. I've got my dice already here. Please, don't hit Marion anymore. Can't see, what is that? It's a 3. Ha! Hallelujah. All right, Indy's going to take a stab. He only rolls a 23, so that is going to be a miss. So back to Miss Marion and Indy, and I think what we'll do, because we're coming to the end, is let's just roll them both together. What do you think about that? They're going to take their turns 1, 2 here, and Marion rolls an 18. Nope. But Indy rolls a 38. Also a note. Man, it gets hard to finish this guy off at the end. We're just swinging and missing. So they're going to miss. Although a 38, what was his defense? 48. Yep, he can't. I don't think he, oh no, he has all those crazy mites. Let's see. Her defense has worn off. So he now has a damage bonus, a might bonus of 3 plus 8 plus 5. All right, so 3 plus 8 plus 5. So he has a bonus of 3 plus 8 plus 5. So it's 8 plus 8. So he has a, wow, he has a might bonus of 16 right now. That's amazing. And he rolled a 38. 38 plus 16. Yes. And I had to beat a 48. Oh, never mind. He did hit. Indy, you are kind of a beast against mortals. All right. Let's do the whip then for 2 points of damage. We're going to take him down to a 9. End is in sight here. But one more roll from our baddie. And because he doesn't move, of course, he's going to get 2 attacks. The first is going to land on Marion with a roll of 78. That is definitely going to hit her. And number 3 is still crotchety. Oh, Gregor is going to taunt as he strikes a character for 1d4. Deranged 5. Oh my gosh. What is deranged? A negative status. Your mental control has been smashed, causing you to lose all focus. You cannot use abilities that require power points. You cannot use prayers or rituals. Resist with awareness. All right. I guess, I wonder when she gets to resist. I'm going to say resist with awareness bonus. I guess we'll try and see if she can resist it right now. All right, deranged 5, 1d4. Okay, so let's roll our 1d4 first to see how much health she loses. Ooh, 4 health. Holy mackerel, that was a big hit from an old man. So she's down to 14, 3, 4. Deranged 5, so she needs to try and beat a 5 here. A 7. All right, good job. She is not deranged, but that was close. He gets a second attack because he did not move. Let's have him target again. Again with Marion. Oh my gosh. All right. And this time he rolls a 60. I'm going to say that hits. I'm going to say that hits. It's also a do something. There's no one to help him, but he will do 1d6 of damage on her. A 5. Oh my gosh, she is going down. She's down to 9 health points. This was going so well right up until we started whiffing everything. So she's down to not 19, 9. Oh my gosh. All right. All right, we need to end this. We need to end this. So let's roll again for both of them. Their percentage dice here to see if they can get lucky on their last attacks. And 41 and a 92. They did it. They're both going to hit. And we're going to spend everything we have. We have to do 9 points of damage. I'm thinking we can do this. So let's go ahead and have, I feel like Marion, we're going to give her first dibs here because she's been picked on the most. So she's going to roll her 1d4 for her stiletto, which is a 3. She has a damage bonus of 2, so that gives her up to a 5. And she is going to go ahead and use her Seek the Chakra. We're going to take away one of her power points, and that says deal an additional 2 damage on a melee hit. So that takes her up to 7, leaving him at a measly 2 health. And hopefully Indy will crack the whip here and put him out of his misery. 4. Not even going to spend anything else. All right. So finally, this Undertaker is down. Now there are a couple of these little search tokens on the board, as you saw. So we're going to go ahead and head over there. We'll have each of our dudes head over there. They didn't move around much this battle, did they? They just got sort of stood in place and walloped. And I don't think that if you don't move, it's not like you you get an extra attack, which is too bad, actually. We're going to go ahead and search just to see what happens. And when we're dealing with search tokens, only 1 search attempt is allowed per search token. If it's unsuccessful, it's removed from the map. To begin the search, we're going to roll a d10. So we'll have Marion go first. She has +1 to search rolls. She rolled an 80, or an 8 in this case. Success. The character can draw 1 item card from the item deck. Now we're not going to do that because instead we are going to do Story Moment 23 on page 12. All right, 23. A note from Gregor mentions sending Rannoch to talk to Duran Missile at the Spire Shadows Inn in Ostlink after performing the dark ritual. Ah, okay, so he was up to something. And involved is this Rannoch, and he is now at the Spire Shadows Inn. Okay, so I have a feeling we might be heading over there. Now, Marion's search token was resolved. We're going to go ahead and Indy do a little bit of a search. Oop, that's not an Indy, he's brown. He rolls a 0, which I believe is considered a success. Yes, the character can draw 1 card from the item deck. Good job, Indy. Let's see what he picks up. He picked up a, wow, a hand cannon. Holy mackerel. Foes adjacent to target are spooked 5 on a successful hit. Oh, that's nice. So it looks like it has a couple of shots we can take. Its hand, its range, it does 1d4 plus 1. Ooh, that's really cool. I kind of like his whip, but you know, having a couple guns, that's not bad either. Okay. All right, so they have successfully completed this. They will pick up also as a bonus, where is it here? Some lore at long last, and 4 coins each and 20 lore each. Yes, that's what we want. After the fight, the miser lays dead. You hope this wasn't just the cold-blooded murder of a man. You've heard stories of his wickedness, and he even consorted with common bandits. If we defeated him, gain the yellow story marker. All right? That's this little guy. We'll add it to our reservoir here. If you currently have the green story marker, discard it. Well, we don't have that. That must have been something path we didn't follow. And now we are asked, how do you want to proceed? All right, we have 2 choices here. If we're working for the gypsies, we can continue to return to the gypsies or head straight to Goran's tomb, and then we can head on the road. Now I think we're gonna head back to the gypsies since they did in a way hire us. After defeating Haner, you go back to the gypsy camp. Vedoma greets you. Thank you for completing that foul task. Kreml will be better off without him, and so you helped us, we'll help you. You need to travel to Goram tombs. Time is of the essence and is worth the risk to leave the safety of the roads. You're looking for the tomb of the Mitsik family. It's notable for a pattern of numbers on the door. You'll need to solve the puzzle to gain entry. Think upon this. It's a unique numerical problem. The gypsies heal the party for up to 10 Vita per player at no cost. Fabulous! If you were granted a boon for offering to help initially, read Story Moment 22 on page 12. All right. Okay, as you're leaving, Vedoma tells you, tis an odd solution for the puzzle. Okay, an odd solution for the puzzle. Good to know. So we're up. He gets back up to 10 points. He started at 23. He's at 18. So I'm going to say he just goes back up to full health. Baroop. Bam. That looks good. She, however, she was down to 9. So we're up to 19, but she's still not full powered. But that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And then we're going to continue on to the road of Goran's tomb. We're going to zoom back out to the world map, and I think that's where we will pause for today.